this is. As you can see, 500% more soccer players in Europe are dropping dead from heart attacks compared to 1 year ago. Why are all these young athletes dying from heart issues? Well,
hey guys, in this part of our video, this is our last video for today. The question is, why are all these athletes dying by this unknown cause? Can we talk about that?
Good evening! People are dropping like flies from a mysterious killer called unknown cause of death. So tonight we're bringing you a special report on this unknown cause of death killer so we can steer your thinking in the right direction. I like it when a good plan comes together. Unknown cause of death has even become the leading cause of death in Alberta, Canada, which is ruled over by Justin Trudeau. So just use your imagination on that correlation. In Alberta, unknown cause of death is causing even more deaths than heart disease, strokes, and diabetes combined. For a little more perspective, let's throw it over to a guy with an accent from our sister station in the UK.
The leading cause of death in Alberta is now, go on, take a guess, take a wild guess. Cancer, heart disease? No. The leading cause of death is cause unknown.
Known causes was the leading cause of death in Alberta last year. That
Unknown. Wow. In this 21st century, with so much technological advance,
that's scary.
And medical advancement.
Now tell me about Alberta. What is it known statistically for? Are they going to go into that? Did they have the highest injection rate? What are they? Like, what is special about?
That's another thing I didn't think about. Yeah.
Alberta.
No, let's keep fine. Let's keep going.
category leads the way over dementia, which has been in the top spot since 2016.
You better hope you don't contract unknown cause of death because there's a lot of people dying from it. Let's hear more.
A couple of years ago, unknown cause of death was unknown. There were just a mere 500 or so, if you have a look at this graphic of unknown causes. Look at that. 2019, there were just 500 unknown causes of death. Now it's 3,362. The leading cause of death is unknown. You're more likely to die from an unknown cause in a first world society than anything else. There's a lot of unknown cause going around. What are the early symptoms? The warning signs of unknown cause. Beats me, nobody knows. That's why they call it unknown cause. What's causing all this unknown cause of death? Is it climate change? Transphobia? Or could it be...
No, it couldn't. We'll take it from here, buddy.
What?
Could it be what then is the question, right?
Well, what is it? I'm just kind of shocked and lost for words because it's just unknown.
Yeah, it's unknown, all right.
It's really scary because it's so sad. Like you said, with the technology advancements and everything and what they're doing to us through the food systems, through the farm systems, through everything. It really is. Well, so what do I keep saying? A lot of the patients that I treat, unknown neurological symptoms, unknown etiology of these neurological symptoms that they're suffering from. They're coming in, they just have weakness, they have debility, they have sudden onset autoimmune disease of unknown etiology, something stress. They have spinal lesions, all kinds of stuff. Unknown etiology. And I'm like, when did you get your...
Just saying.
As you saw in the video clip, compared to the number of deaths from unknown causes back in 2019 before the world changed, and thank you for all the improvements, New World Order, there's now 7 times more unknown cause of deaths. And it would astonish you to find out how much we're not looking into what's causing the drastic rise of unknown cause of death. And we don't need to, because when we look at...
You would think, I just don't understand why we're so... I get it. You know what? I do think women should stay home so we can be like the ones to really factor and put all this stuff together because we really need to start asking more questions. And because we're at work so much, We don't have time to ask the questions that matter. We don't have time to delve as deep into these issues that are on board. Yep, Darth. Yep, Meg. It's exactly what I was saying. That's all those.
Hey, that's disinformation.
You know, I just saw a man and he just said, I just got my fourth because I'm going to do this and going to do that. And I have this cough. And I don't know, you know, I said, just don't get the fifth. Don't get any more and pray. I say, like, you just really, and this wasn't at work or anything. This was just.
But my question is, why are they being so dishonest?
And here we go. So people would say,
if there is a link, and we might call it unknown for now because we don't like to admit it things very early when very obvious it's in our face. But why is there a level of dishonesty, you know? Well, and why isn't this pulled from the market and stop giving it to children? You know, do like Australia did. They said, pull the stuff away. It's not safe. Do they think by not telling us the truth, we're never going to figure it out?
There's always going to be a whistleblower, and we're so grateful for whoever you are and will be, and those of you who have been blowing those whistles.
Yeah. But the other thing, it gets better. I'm going to let JP go ahead.
Dead people, we can see that what caused their death was an unknown cause. That pretty much gets to the bottom of it, right? The deaths are caused by cause unknown. And the Thought Police want you to know that any further questioning will lower your social credit score. And when looking at the numbers from Alberta, we can see there are 49% more deaths caused by unknown cause of death than there are deaths caused by COVID. And given that COVID has given our leaders very good reason to keep us in a never-ending pandemic, you might be wondering, will they declare a pandemic emergency for this
unknown cause of death?
Killer? The answer is no. Well, this one is killing more people.
I think that's great to see too. It's like, wow, everything's coming out, not just on that, but everything. The mainstream is not. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to highlight what Megan said. Chatter on Telegram saying everything is coming out, not just on that, but everything the mainstream media is not talking about happening next month or October. Huge awakening. This is Troy says this is just clearly symptoms. We still don't know the long-term effects. Glad I'm a conspiracy theorist and stayed unjabbed. Right? At the end of the day, I'm a highly suspicious.
Welcome to Look and Live.
And a cautious person. So I just said, and I don't fault people for doing it. I told people be prayer-minded. I can't.
No condemnation here.
Yeah, I don't condemn anyone. I just feel really bad. It's like what Megan said. She said, she was right. What did she said? Warn people. Trust me, I'm not happy about being right. We're not happy. It's not like, I told you so.
I told you in your face.
No, it's like, man, we see people suffering.
We saw it coming.
And peace. And you know what I noticed when I see some of my patients? They know it too. And it's the way they use those words. They kind of like, I don't know if it's related to, but I just got so weak. Suddenly it just hit me. I just woke up one day and I couldn't. I just fell down. I just, and you can see it in their eyes. And then I don't want to say it's
I'm glad you talk about this because this is a population that is oftentimes overlooked. What's happening in a nursing home is taboo subject. But there's stuff going on there, boy.
Mine's not the nursing home. It's the rehab center.
Shit, that's just the rehab center. Yeah. And I'll tell you nursing homes because I work in a nursing home myself. Yeah. And there's stuff that I've seen with these eyes.
Yeah.
So
quiet. It's really...
I had to go on Rumble because you were not allowed to talk on these platforms. But nevertheless, a lie is going halfway around the world while the truth is putting on his shoes, right?
So this was a good, yeah, I found that out. And then I found out that like Tylenol is as well. And a couple other meds are made with that. So that's
disturbing too.
Yeah, that is disturbing. So that's really disturbing. Okay, go ahead. Conditioning. And you know what's going to happen too now? And this is all, I think, and I even think the come out is going to be partially intentional too, because people are so, what's the word? They're so okay with hearing anything now that I'm sure they know the big people know it's gonna come out on these platforms. It's gonna come out on,
eventually.
and they have a prepared attack response. They have a prepared next level of brainwashing, next level of making people feel as though like, really, you're gonna believe that? Look at why they have to hide it. Why couldn't it this? Why couldn't it that? So I just think again, it's just really sad that I think even those people are just part of this whole process. Because like you said, conditioning people to hear truth and then to fight against truth and then to hear truth and then to negate truth and to cast down truth. I think it's just this teeter-totter that they're on, and then it just makes people, you know what? It makes people indifferent.
Yeah. It's almost like your frontal lobe shuts down after so many variations, you know. All these different dynamics can get you to a point where you say, okay, I just don't know anymore. I just throw in the towel kind of thing, you know?
Check on Look and Live, the Discord too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check.
Yeah, I just don't want to know anything anymore. I'm just over it in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're also in the mix of when does it get released and how it's released and where it's released, where's the news, the whistleblowers come for, you know, there's the real whistleblowers and then there's all of this. And I just, I think they're okay with this teeter-totter of truth versus lies, truth, lies, truth, lies, because people just shut down.
It isn't really something to worry about. Trust us, we're telling you everything you need to know. We might as well just sweep this one under the rug because we wouldn't want to unnecessarily scare you. We wouldn't do a thing like that. And please don't look into this on your own. This just in. The CEO of Pfizer, who is quadruple boosted, has contracted COVID. I wonder how we got it. Back to the news. How can you protect yourself from this very deadly and specific killer called unknown cause of death? We'll tell you that in a moment. But first, let's take a look at some heartwarming news of athletes collapsing and dying on the field from heart issues. One America News Network, who are conspiracy theorists, and we're getting them shut down, reported that from March 2021 to March 2022, 769 athletes collapsed on the playing field from cardiac issues. The average age of those athletes is 23. Kind of young for heart issues. Until now. It's just kind of the new normal at this stage. Let's take a closer look at how normal this is. As you can see, 500% more soccer players in Europe are dropping dead from heart attacks compared to 1 year ago. Why are all these young athletes dying from heart issues? Well, here's UK football legend Matt Le Tissier with some perspective.
The last year, it's just been unbelievable how many people, not just footballers, sports people in general, you know, you've had tennis players, you've had cricketers, basketball players, just how many are just keeling over. And at some point, surely you have to say, this isn't right, this needs to be investigated.
Don't worry, Matt, we're on it. And we have all the answers as to why these young athletes are dying from heart issues. We've looked into what we want you to think, and it turns out that both being young and exercising are now bad for your heart.
Okay.
Because these are young professional athletes in extremely good physical condition, which is bad for their hearts because it means they have both risk factors. Makes sense, right? No questions? Shut up. So if you exercise, we advise you to stop your self-destructive habit immediately because you're putting yourself at great risk because it's bad for your heart. You should have been listening.
It's not right.
I didn't mean to pause at this moment, but it just so happened to be on it. But is that what they're telling us? Yeah. So is that what they're telling us?
I'm sorry, the picture threw me off. That's really sad because, you know, there's a lot of people who have heart conditions that I know of, and it's just...
I'm a heart patient myself. This is not funny. This is not funny.
Yeah, it's really hard to see because people are they're gonna be held accountable. But it's really sad for the people who I know, right, Darth?
Oh yeah.
It's so much.
I gotta bring you on next time, Darth. Yeah. Oh man. It's just, this is painful. But it's unknown. It's
Mhm.
unknown. We have 1 minute left.
To the body positivity movement all along, because obesity is now good for your heart. We can only hope that our well-intentioned authorities.
It's just so sad
Mhm.
because there's one thing to, again, here we are where we're making truth a non-factor.
Mm.
You know, we're trying to make people comfortable in their own skin.
Mm.
And while you don't need to shame people, we do need to wake up and understand about health, about taking care of ourselves and all these different things. And people do need, sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah.
Like Darth said in the prior video, sometimes the truth does sound rude. It does sound cold sometimes. I can't believe I'm saying this right now, Darth.
Amen.
But sometimes it does sound rude.
Mhm.
It's only unknown because they want it, because they don't want it to be known. Exactly.
Mhm.
It's the same. It's with everything. They just want a world of people. They
Mhm.
really want a world of people who are so dumb and blinded to the truth that they will fall for absolutely anything. They know why. They know what it is. They're scientists. So and there's certain things that you just can't cover up. You can't hide.
Mm.
How can you say a 23-year-old had a heart condition, right? That never had a heart condition before.
Mm.
They've gone probably under from various studies. So new onset heart conditions, 500% increase.
You see the level of pride that is behind this cover up is like, what are you saying? You can't make mistakes? What are you saying? You didn't get the numbers incorrect? Like, I would rather see humility and, an apology and I'm sorry. How can we learn from this than like covering it up because people harbor resentment. We lose trust in the system and it divides us even more. Like, it's best you make a mistake and you own up to it and you come out publicly like that pastor did.
Oh,
Because
that would take away their money.
they think about people,
When I say-
even though
sorry.
you may hurt people, right? They think about humanity, even though they may be hurt by your action to the point of death. If they see true, sincere apology and a desire to make changes, even the worst criminal, something in his heart will move him and cause him to say, all right, let's work through this. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the system act as if they cannot fail.
They've had lie upon lie upon lie. They're so rubbled and they're so saturated in a lie.
Mhm.
To say one seed of truth would unravel this whole thing. And
Yeah,
the
you're
money
right, you're
that
right.
would be lost. When I say accountable, Debbie, I totally mean God.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
mean by their peers or by anyone else, because unfortunately, those who run the big money are on board, right? We know that. And so, yeah, it would take away their control. The trust that is already being questionable, it would give the conspiracy theorists legs to stand on. You think they're gonna come out and with an apology? No, they're gonna keep compounding and add it on to the lies and keep saturating us with their lies, and it's only going to be a few who will actually stand up and fight against it, but we're going to keep fighting.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly what my role is in this fight, but just at least to keep talking about it. I don't care who gets mad, who gets agitated about everything.
Yeah.
From music industry to the farm industry to whatever industry. I'm going to keep talking about it because it's not okay. What they're going to do to our children, futures to come, they're just trying to make puppets. People to puppet.
Yep.
They want to
right.
they want to make puppets.
That's exactly
You know,
what it
there
is.
was a nurse who left a former job because she was perfectly well next up in line for a position that was totally perfect for her. They got someone else who they knew they could puppet. And that means that's a company, that's a people who don't want someone who will stand for truth, who understands, who will advocate, they just want someone who they can mold and shape and fashion. And that's what they're trying to do literally with the world now.
Yeah.
They're trying to mold and shape them into how they want them to think, to function, and to be just sheep led to slaughter.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But God is not going to. And what blows my mind is most of these people have a great understanding of who God is and all of that. And it just blows my mind that they think they can get away with any of this.
Yeah, that's what makes matters worse. Some of them will dare to cover
Thank you,
up.
Darth. Exactly. They want puppets. They have people in puppeting situations that they can just make a face of it, and then they have their puppets in the background. No, they don't want people who will stand up for the people. We the people is long gone.
Yeah.
It's what I want. It's me. It's for the money. It's for what I want. And I don't believe I don't believe that this country was founded on this new ideology and this new agenda. but this is where we're at. So we just have to keep flowing with it and keep putting out people like JP and keep praying.
Yeah.
Because God is in control of the hearts of man. He can change the king's heart, right? It says it in the word. How's that verse go?
Proverbs 21 verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Yeah, God can turn the hearts of man. So we don't stop praying. We don't cast final judgment. We don't do any of that. But we do bring to light this, and we do pray for God to change hearts, because I think if I, as a mother, as a sister, I know so many people who got it, right? I know so many people, and to see them,
even my family,
potentially, that's what I'm saying. My family too.
My
They're
father,
just go
my
get
mother.
it, go do this, go do that, go do this, and I'm like, no.
But some people are saying part of the exercise that goes on in the field has a lot to do with how the heart precipitate, which can lead to that. So a person who might have had that, because they're not doing strenuous exercises, they might not never have one of those issues. But how do we know?
And like someone said, I think Troy said it earlier, we don't even know the final.
Yeah, we don't know how much more the repercussions that follows that.
Yeah.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Maybe this is just the beginning, Who knows? We don't want to be naysayers here. We like to give hope and stuff, but can we be real? Like, this is what a lot of people was kind of like talking about, Megan, and like some of yous are like, hey, this is bad, And at one time I thought it was good in the beginning. And after I did a little bit of reading, a little bit of research, I'm like, oh, this is really bad. I changed my perspective overnight, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I fell for it. I fell for it temporarily. But
I told him it was bad from the beginning.
Yeah, she was against it from the beginning. At first, I was like, I don't know. I don't think it is. I think they got good attention. And I just did a little bit of reading. All I had to do was do a little bit of reading, and I went on Rumble, and I hear little testimonies, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
And everything I said, he repeated then in a very viral video.
Yeah. Exactly that. That video went viral.
Yeah, a viral video that got taken down. And I'm like,
the video was taken
now
down.
He believes me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did some research.
If you need the video,
I didn't need any research because I'm a woman. I saw beyond.
Join me on the Discord. I'll share a link to the video, because YouTube doesn't like those type of videos. So I'll share the video of that experience myself. And I broke down. I mean, it was just bad what I saw.
Yeah, it's really sad though. It was really sad. And what happened at different facilities, just seeing older people just pass away. It was terrible. And giving them all these other reasons.
Unknown causes.
I love what Darth said. That's the only thing. We, the people, need to take it back. Absolutely.
True.
Wow. Tuskegee experiments. That was real too. I didn't know that. Yeah. Anytime something new comes out fast, I'm like, whoa. Hold the brakes. They keep trying to get my daughter to get these things.
That was my thing in the video too. I'm like, how could we be so sure about this? Yeah. I was bawling my eyes out, man. Anyway.
Will once again shut down all gyms in order to protect your health. Case closed, right, Thought Police?
I'd have to laugh at that.
So once you start trying not to be young and stop exercising, what further steps can you take to protect yourself from unknown cause of death, the #1 killer in Alberta? Well, the best protection is knowing about unknown cause of death. So here's how it works. Medically speaking, it works by way of a mechanism that just kind of gets you, and then you're dead. So if you see it, don't go near it. You can also call the mysterious killer by another name, SADS, Sudden Adult Death Syndrome, which makes it sound more official and less tyrannical. Aside from those pieces of very helpful knowledge, you'll also want to continue obediently listening to us as we tell you what to do, because we'll always steer you in the direction we want you to go while telling you it's in your best interest. That's it for tonight's special report on unknown cause of death. If your favorite athletes are still alive, watch them now while you can. The people who control us at the media publicly advocate for reducing the world's population. Don't think too much about that. We're hiding everything in plain sight. And here's Klaus Schwab on the beach wearing women's lingerie with no pubes, because why not? Good night.
Oh, JP.
He's too much.
It's way too much.
I think the hypnotizing was so powerful. And I love what you said, Darth, because then that helps me to realize, remember on the news, all of a sudden they said now it was killing black fires. and there was a nurse, and a nurse that I worked with, and they were in the morning. It was on the news that said Black people, you're at higher risk, dying from this disease, and sickness, whatever, illness. And then they wanted to put him in the COVID unit, and he was like, "I'm not going in the COVID unit because on the news this morning it just said that Black people were going to be the worst." And so then I think that catapulted Black people to running and getting it, because then it was like, then all of a sudden I never knew that. I never really. I'm cutting out. Sorry, sounds.
You said sound is going. Test. Yeah, it should be back on now.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Let us know we're good.
Check the mic. Yeah, still on. Yes. Oh man.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because there was a major pushback that I heard at first, and then it was all of a sudden everybody was running to get it. And that morning it was on the news. It was on the news that Black people were at a higher risk of dying from it. So it was just sad. And then a gentleman that I worked with, they were going to put him in the COVID unit that morning, and he said, "No, I'm not comfortable with that." So you just said Black men on the news just said Black men are at a higher risk of dying from this deadly disease that is being contracted at high rates, and then they're going to put me in the COVID unit to work. He was like, "I don't ever say no about anything, but I'm not going in there today." And I'm just,
yeah,
it's wild.
It is.
Scare tactics. Thank you, Darth.
Yeah.
See, I love you. You know how to say it all. I'm like,
yep, in a few words. Men with your single-minded box or way of thinking. What's wrong with you, Darth Vader? Hey guys, I must say, here is where I make my stand right here. We can cover things up all we want, right? Therefore will I judge, O house of Israel, everyone according to his ways, save the Lord God. Repent, turn yourselves from all your transgressions, so your iniquity shall not be your ruin. Now, this is oftentimes applied to the people of God. There are systems in this world run by men who think God doesn't see their evil ways. You're wrong, buddy. There is a judge who oversees all evil and wickedness. And we say we leave this matter in his hands. Because when God pays, he pays in full.
amen.